Karin, nice to meet you.
Nice to see you again.
So we've been working with Karin on a DNA nutritional program for a few months. Thank you for participating in this little short video. I really appreciate it. To begin, just to describe your situation before we started to chat about your daughter Camila. What was the main kind of issues and why you wanted to try this program?
It was something that came up on, I don't know where you put the information, and I read it and I thought it would be good to try something different without any medicine, because now you know that they give a lot of drugs to the kids, and I said no, I don't want this. I would like to try something different because what they said, my daughter has non-verbal dysfunction syndrome, that would be the name in English. Mm-hmm. And so it makes her be a bit more difficult for socializing, taking things a bit different when it's too direct, or she's not capable of reading between the lines. Mm-hmm. Any abstract concepts are very difficult for her, and anything that is spatial like geometry, math or geography are quite difficult for her. All these imagining things, it's difficult. So I said, well, maybe we can help with this program. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Trying, I mean, you don't lose anything by trying, and as long it's just changing the diet, because that's that quite of what we did, the main thing, and understanding more what we are eating. And I found it quite interesting when we met the first time, and I said, well, let's give it a try.
Okay. So I think it's really good thing you said. So we don't lose anything. It's not very like invasive therapy. It's a lifestyle changes approach. And very often, anyone can benefit from it, and we always can say this is too much, or I would like to go a little bit further. So it's flexible enough, I guess.
Well, I think that at the end you seem to adapt it to your way of life, seeing what's better for you, what works, because many things were difficult to get in at the beginning. Changing maybe the whole concept, and you need a lot of help from that. And that's not always, dads are not so open to these kind of things, I guess.
Yeah.
And but it was okay. I got my support. Also, Camila was open because she's older. She's not a young child. So
How old is she?
She's about to turn 14 now. Mm-hmm. So she knows about her diagnosis. She knows, we always call it about her characteristics, and she's really dealing with them quite fine now.
Yeah.
And she said, well, okay, I have to go gluten-free for a period. It wasn't easy, of course. We did it, but at the end we realized that for her it wasn't the main way to go. Mm-hmm. But still, we gave it a try, and that's...
Yeah. So what was the main challenge for you going through that program?
I think it was like adapting the whole thing to your household, to my household. Mm-hmm. Many things, we had already started to just drop sugar. That was something that was already off the plates at a very, very high level. I mean, sometimes kids eat somewhere and have sugar, but that's inevitable in a certain way. But at home we paid a lot of attention, so that part was easy to get, and those recipes you gave with cake, baking cakes, or including much more nuts and things in the diet that were very interesting, like the broth was something that Camila accepted immediately. She really liked it, or kefir. She takes her glass of kefir every morning, and her bowel movements are much, much better. And I think that whole thing, feeling herself better, helps the next level.
Yeah, exactly. I think you will kind of inside feeling my body is present. Yes. I feel better. I feel more confident about myself. Yeah. And the little things makes actually the...
And you have to consider that she turned into a teenager, so you have other challenges that are a bit different to manage. So sometimes it's a stubbornness, just saying no because it's no. I mean, not because of any logical reason, it's just no. So all these changes, managing all these things together, I think we did a good job, a good teamwork at home, because for many things we just said, it's not just her having this diet, we will just put
it's a whole family,
it's a whole family thing, because it's a healthy thing.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think the moment we all got into it, it was much more easier.
That's great. So what you think the main kind of changes you observed in Camila during that period of time, if you can summarize it?
Well, the bowel movements. That's something we had always had problems with.
Yeah.
And well, I think she was more open to work out, like accepting the help for math and understanding that she had to work more, but she was more open, more receptiveness. We have also to think that she had some support of school in the sense of a psychological group to help this socializing part, and it really merged good. I think that it's not just one thing that helped. It was the combination.
Yeah.
She does this logopedy too.
Yeah.
So
speech therapy.
Exactly, it's speech therapy, and this is very good. But the logopedy, and she did ergotherapy too. So all these things combined were quite often much better, because she got the structure of working, because she was always a bit whoo. And then the food or the diet made it that she was more receptive or open to get the information, and she did great grades. She was really, and even now socializing, it's better. She gets more into understanding others, and so I think the whole combination of what was put in place was very good.
Thank you so much. I think it's very valuable point you said. It's never one thing. It's never one approach, method or therapy. So you really need to look for different combinations, what is working for your child, and from that perspective it's very useful just to try something different.
Yes.
And see if that's really helping in your case, in your child's case, or not. And always looking for other supports and solutions, because each child is unique and the combination of techniques and methods is unique. That's definitely a very good point. And what do you think the main win in that situation? I mean, is a family probably, rather than just about Camila, who is doing really well now, as you said. We just chat before, and Camila did really well this academic year, and moving to the next one, to the high
level of secondary
school, which is really, really well done to all your family. So do you find that program is applicable for anyone? Would you recommend this program for other parents who've got even children with a small, what we say, children with the differences, or with a little bit difficult behavior, or with a small or bigger learning differences and difficulties?
I think it's, as I said, I gave it a try. I found it interesting. You hear a lot of paleo diet and a lot of things, and I said, well, the first thing was, okay, I want to meet you, let's talk about it. And I think it wasn't easy. That's something we have to stress out, explaining the changes, and sometimes you will feel like overwhelmed with all the things you want us to change. And I think that you shouldn't stress. At the beginning, you have to adapt slowly what things are, and not rushing, because then you get overwhelmed, and then you get stressed because nothing's working, or you cannot get the things done as you wanted them. And I think the key is, if you want to change or look for something different, as I said, with this, without any medicine, like for all these what's the ADD, the ones who cannot concentrate, and they get this Ritalin. I think there are a lot of things that can be done without these drugs.
It's a very valuable point, and I think I just hope other parents will hear that very wise message of you. So it's better to try it first and see if that's helping before
going
to medication, because yes, it's there and it might help some situation, but maybe we can exhaust other resources before. So your sort of final, again, just quick words of wisdom to other parents who probably consider, should I put my child medication, should I try something alternative ways, what you would say to the parents who are thinking about that kind of dilemma right now?
I would go first for the non-medication, of course. I mean, I'm against all these drugs. I mean,
yeah. And what they should think about when they go, I mean, is it working
Be
immediately?
open.
Is it easy?
No, it's not easy, but you have to be open and stubborn in a certain way. You just go.
Yeah, and I would probably also sort of say, I mean, it's not easy, but if you've got open mind and if you've got somebody can support you through this journey, it's much easier way of approaching that, and also find the community of the parents who already have been through that similar program or approach also can be very helpful. We can share lots of different tips and support each other. Anything else you would like to add at the end?
No, but just thank you for all the support, because it was on a weekly basis. We were chatting and seeing how the development was, and I think the most is like the questions that arise from all these changes. You really need guidance, and maybe it's not just guidance, it's the support, like this coaching.
Yeah,
it's good.
So you found it useful?
Yes, it was useful, because otherwise it was like, oh no, it would be difficult to do it by yourself. That's true.
Thank you. I wish you really best and very best, for Camila, for her academic success. She is a fantastic girl, and I'm sure she will achieve a lot in her life.
I think so too. She gained a lot of confidence as well. So I think we're on the right way. Thank you.
Thank you, Karin. Thank you.
Thank you, Irina.